Breaking news, we just received a bombshell report titled Donald Trump Now Facing Memory Lapse Concerns. And this article goes into detail about how Donald Trump has been exhibiting steady signs of cognitive decline over the past few months. He's been switching up the names of important people. He's been going on long tangents where it seems like he's playing a game of word association. He'll be talking about sharks, then he'll talk about electrocution a second later, and none of it ties together in a satisfying way. So I think we need to reframe this entire campaign about Donald Trump's age. This article reads, Donald Trump is facing increased scrutiny over apparent memory lapses in the wake of Joe Biden pulling out of the 2024 presidential race, according to a prominent academic. And remember, Donald Trump is now the oldest candidate to ever run for office in the history of the US, and we cannot let people forget that. In fact, we should keep reminding people every single day, every single second of every single day. Twitter had some hilarious reactions really quickly. Sock Done Left said, fact, Donald Trump is the oldest presidential nominee in US history. Does America really need a sleepy 78-year-old rambler as president? Leave a like on the video if you think that Donald Trump is too old to run the most powerful country in the world. Alex Cole said, guys, come on, this is elder abuse now. Why are Republicans doing this? Trump is too old. I really don't understand the rationale behind nominating somebody so old. Obviously, I say that as a joke. We nominated President Biden, but that is the framing we should be using. Donald Trump is indeed too old. Jeremiah Johnson said, I agree with Elon Musk. Trump is too old to be chief executive of the United States. Elon Musk said in 2022, Trump would be 82 at end of term, which is too old to be chief executive of anything, let alone the United States of America. If DeSantis runs against Biden in 2024, then DeSantis will easily win. He doesn't even need to campaign. And then Elon Musk turned his back and endorsed Donald Trump and said he would donate $45 million a month. Then he turned his back again and said, wait, I'm not going to donate $45 million a month. That's crazy. Alex Cole said Trump is too old to be president. He should step down. Don't you agree? And keep in mind, Republicans only talked about President Biden's age for years. In fact, that was the center focus of Donald Trump's campaign, and now they've kind of lost their footing ever since VP Harris has entered the race. They don't know how to attack her without being racist or sexist. Check out my latest video. Also, check out my VP Harris shirts. The party is just commencing. The link is in the description, but I think that we need to center our campaign around Donald Trump being too old in a similar way that Republicans did with President Biden. We need to compare Donald Trump, his old rambling speeches, versus VP Harris's youthful, vibrant speeches that she gives that are actually amazing. And before I break down this report, keep in mind, if we're going to talk about gaffes at rallies, then Donald Trump is the king of them. He has forgotten people's names so many times. I'll play this 3-minute video from MeidasTouch, but this article reads, the video begins with a recent Trump gaffe, wherein Trump challenges President Biden to a test for dementia that he claims he aced. While challenging Biden, Trump forgets the name of the White House doctor, calling Ronnie Jackson Ronnie Johnson. From there, it's off to the races. He calls Senator J.D. Vance J.P. Mandel. He calls Matt Gaetz Rick, and more. I think Tim Apple might be my favorite one.
I think you should take a cognitive test like I did. I took a cognitive test and I aced it. Dr. Ronnie Johnson. Does everyone know Ronnie Johnson, congressman from Texas? He was the White House doctor. How good did Elise Stepanek do? You know, we've endorsed Dr. Oz. We've endorsed JP, right? J.D. Mandel, and he's doing great. Jimmy Connors is good. He's also happy.
Jimmy Connors. I mean, we haven't even gotten to the worst offenses. Donald Trump has called Nancy Pelosi Nikki Haley and vice versa, and Biden Obama and vice versa. So, the main report, Donald Trump now facing memory lapse concerns. Donald Trump is facing increased scrutiny over apparent memory lapses in the wake of Joe Biden pulling out of the 2024 presidential race, according to a prominent academic. Heather Cox Richardson, author and professor of history at Boston College, wrote in her Letters from an American Substack that there are already signs that there may be more attention paid to Trump's apparent lapses now that focus will not be on the 81-year-old president. After Biden ended his re-election campaign on Sunday, Trump, 78, became the oldest presidential nominee in U.S. history. If Trump wins November's election, he could overtake Biden as the oldest ever sitting president during his second term. Despite only being 3 years younger than Biden and also prone to gaffes during public speeches, speaking, Trump had not faced the same level of public concern or scrutiny that he is too old or mentally unfit to run for office of president. Heather Cox Richardson suggests that recent reports from CNN noting Trump saying he doesn't know who said he would consider JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon as his next Treasury Secretary, despite saying this in a Bloomberg News interview earlier in the year, means that Republican looks could face increased scrutiny about his cognitive ability going forward. Remember, there are also reports that Donald Trump couldn't remember a journalist only a few weeks after talking to that journalist. He's also forgotten many other things and had all of those name switches, as we just covered. Quote, his lack of visibility highlights that the Republicans are now on the receiving end of the same age and coherence concerns they had used against Biden, and there might be more attention paid to Trump's lapses now that Biden has stepped aside, Richardson wrote. CNN's Kate Sullivan today, for example, noted that Trump said he'd consider Jamie Dimon for Treasury Secretary, but now he says he doesn't know who said that. On Tuesday, Trump denied that he ever said that, but he absolutely did. Quote, I don't know who said it or where it came from. Perhaps the radical left, Trump wrote on Truth Social. However, as noted by CNN, the claim appeared to have come from Trump himself, telling Bloomberg News in an interview published July 16th that he had a lot of respect for Dimon and that he is somebody I would consider as future Treasury Secretary. VP Kamala Harris, 59, is now the presumptive 2024 Democratic nominee after Biden ended his re-election campaign following weeks of pressure to drop his bid. And what we need to understand is a lot of people vote based off vibes. They had the vibe that President Biden was too old, therefore he was losing the polls and President Biden dropped out. Now we need to make sure we are pushing and reinforcing this vibe that VP Harris is youthful and energetic, because she is. There are countless clips. We just need to make sure that people are seeing these clips. People are digesting these clips and understanding that she is incredibly qualified and experienced, and then also reframe it. Always talk about how Donald Trump is too old, too old, too old. Despite the switch at the top of the Democratic ticket, Trump has continued to attack Biden's mental and physical fitness. That is all they have. Something he had been doing throughout the 2024 campaign, targeting the president for his decision to remain in office through the end of term. Quote, does Lion Kamala Harris think Joe Biden is fit to run the USA for the next 6 months? I really think Trump has lost his kindergartner name-calling instincts, because Lion Kamala Harris doesn't have the same ring to it as Crooked Joe Biden or some of the other classics. But remember, even though VP Harris is in a way better position to win than President Biden was in, we are still fighting an uphill battle, and by no means is this election over. We still have a few months to go, and we have to spend those months mobilizing. Make sure you join your local Democratic chapters. You can door knock, you can even phone bank or donate. There are so many ways you can make your voice heard in our democracy. I mean, even engaging on YouTube, commenting, making sure you're part of a community is a good way to push our democracy forward. Either way, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, comment a blue heart, hit that subscribe button. Most importantly, have a great day yourself.